It's your voice, your vote, and Nevada is in the spotlight today as the country waits to find out who could be the next president of the United States. And thanks so much for joining us live on TV, Fire TV, or wherever you're streaming us right now. I'm Trisha Keene.
And I am Todd Quinones. All right, here we go. Nevada right now is still not the only state that's still counting ballots at this hour. So let's get to anchor Ross DiMattei right now. He is in studio with us right now, breaking down the latest results. Ross, a lot here to go through. A lot of big changes happening today.
Absolutely. Todd, Trisha, good afternoon to both of you. We have the full electoral map here for you with the very latest voting information. We're going to go through both of the paths to the presidency for both candidates in just a second, but I do want to get you caught up on just where we stand right now with the race. You see the magic number here, 270 electoral votes. That is what is needed to win the White House. And you see on my left, or on your left, I should say, former Vice President Joe Biden now at 264 electoral votes. He is closing in on that magic number, but still needs to win at least one of the remaining states still in play. Donald Trump, his path to the presidency, or to winning re-election, I should say, is a little more narrow, but that path still does exist. We're going to go through both of those. Let's start in our home state here of Nevada, where the race has been extremely close. Entering today, former Vice President Joe Biden was leading by less than 8,000 votes. More than 1 million votes have already been cast here in Nevada. Less than 8,000 separated these two candidates entering today. The latest round of mail-in ballots, or I should just say the latest ballots that have been counted today, have helped the former Vice President to extend that lead here in Nevada. You can see over here 12,000 votes, or a little less than 12,000 votes now separating those two candidates. Less than 1 percentage point here in Nevada. And we just got word from the Nevada Secretary of State that there are still a little less than 200,000 votes in our state that still need to be counted. So the president, President Trump, could come back and still win the state of Nevada. Now, let's zoom back out and give you a look at some of the other key states. I'm going to switch sides here. Georgia, this is a bit of a surprise to a lot of people because Georgia has voted Republican in the presidential election for the past 4 or 5 elections. So the fact that Joe Biden is hanging so close, look at the numbers here. Just 0.2 percentage points is what separates Donald Trump and Joe Biden. The president holding on to a very narrow margin right now, but as the votes have been coming in all day, these numbers continue to be updated. Just 9,000 votes. Last night, it was hundreds of thousands of votes that President Trump was leading by in Georgia. It's now just down to 9,000. But the key number that you got to pay attention to, 99% reporting. So they're getting close to having all of these votes counted, but still not there yet. And just finally, the last state we're keeping a close eye on, really the whole country, is Pennsylvania. They have 20 electoral votes up for grabs today, and we have seen their numbers continuing to get reporting in 89% we're at right now. Look at this, 1.2 percentage points, less than 100,000 votes currently separating them. If Joe Biden can win Pennsylvania, this race ultimately is going to go to Joe Biden because that would put him well over the 270 electoral votes. But there is a bit of a complication here. Arizona, some of the networks are calling it for Joe Biden already. Others are not. That could change the math here. We're going to go through all of that coming up in just a bit. Todd?
Yeah, a lot to get through, Ross. But as we were talking about here, without Pennsylvania, there's really no path to the presidency for President Donald Trump right now.
You're absolutely right. Pennsylvania is a must-win for the president. When you do all the math out, he not only has to win, and let me just scroll back out here. Not only does he have to win Pennsylvania, he has to win North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska, which Alaska he's expected to win. But he has to win all 4 of those, plus either Arizona or Nevada. And I kind of laid out how the president still could come back and win Nevada. But like I said, the path to re-election for President Trump is slimmer than former Vice President Joe Biden's at this point.
Yeah, and also the timing of when we're going to know is sort of a big part of this. And that we may not know here in Nevada until this weekend, but it looks like the possibility of Pennsylvania and Georgia coming back in at least sooner than that.
That's exactly right. The election officials in Pennsylvania all day have been saying that they feel like they're going to have the majority of these votes counted by the end of today. So we should know whether Pennsylvania is going to go to President Trump, as it did back in 2016, or if the former Vice President Joe Biden can flip Pennsylvania back to being a blue state by the end of the day. And like we said, if Pennsylvania goes to the former Vice President, he will have well above that number of 270 electoral votes needed to win the White House.
Yeah, these margins are so close to it's really a nail biter on this one.
Yeah, we will see. All right, Ross, we'll check it back in with you throughout this newscast and the others. All right.